Hello, Jog Brogzin here. Going to work on one of my patron maps. I have been working on this during the week, but I had to take a little break because there's a thing called work that some people have to do. I don't consider making maps work in any sense. So we're going to see if we can knock some of this out of it. I have a little reference image I'm using. Sometimes patrons send me a little sketch which really helps. Okay, so actually we're doing this upside down. So we have this peninsula here. This has been done. We have a little island down here. It's going to be kind of a little pirate island. And let me see. All of this is just like impassable, cliffy terrain with a kind of sunken ship. Sunken ship that's roughly the same size as a mountain, which is normal when you're throwing a ship. And this little place here, this is a map I had previously done. See if I have it handy, called Radov's Heart. It's set in the same world. The patron's name is Colin. So this was the top-down map. So if you can imagine, okay, so this is flowing out towards the sea here. The main features are there's two bridges going over that have these kind of arches here. And I have to draw them very tiny. But that's Radov's Heart there, which I already mapped previously. I love when I'm making maps and they're kind of linking into each other. That's one of my favorite things. Now, before I start this, I would like to share something or just show something which I've sent out this month and I'm super excited about. Posters of my mega dungeon. So, again, for some reference, this is a little bit smaller than I would normally. So you can see this is how I drew it originally. Oh yeah, of course I take the butt out. Okay, there we go. This is the bottom of the dungeon. So it's a little bit smaller. I think that makes it pop nicely. Hopefully not all of the map pops because that would be inappropriate. So this is my finished, the longest I've ever spent in a map. I keep on saying that. But this is just a little mega dungeon that I threw together last month. Again, there's another tie-in. I've mapped the city of Velki above. So you'd only be able to see this on the city of Velki. So that's it. That's my mega dungeon. Thought I'd share that with you. Now, let's get started. If anyone has any questions, if you'd like me to take this in a different direction, I don't mind. I'm going to work on this, but I'm not striking anything. I think I saw what it was. What the comment about the butt? Well, that's just, it's a big naked dude. What are you going to do? I can hear you eating, Giovanni. I can hear something smacking your lips. Okay, and I'm sure it's absolutely delicious. Right, now I need to do a job with this pop shield. I have it attached to, let's see if I can maneuver up because it's actually getting in the way of my arm for mapping. Okay, it's going to be interesting. I'll probably cause a few earthquakes with my arm. Yeah, this is not going to work. let's swing it around the other way, and I will move my mic. No, that's not good. I'm just trying something different because I had some complaints that I'm extremely quiet. Some formal complaints that I've been extremely quiet from patrons, and a stern letter of just, I don't know. I didn't get any. So actually, you know what? This is something that will always come up, and everything I post is always going to be the question: what pens do I use? So I am using Sakura Microns. Let me see. Am I blocking the actual brand name? Oh yeah, Sakura is here. Sakura Pigment Microns. This is 003. Okay. You're probably wondering why I do a little wrap around. I'll explain that in a minute. Then I'm using Staedtler pigment liners 0.1 and 0.05. Okay, so I use this. This is like the pen I'm using currently because I have a huge stash of pens and I go through them like it is the end of the world and I need to quickly finish my maps. So this is the pen I'm using at the moment, and when that wastes I can throw it out and it doesn't get mixed up with the other pens. So let's get started. I think we're going to do some cities. Let's get close to the page. Right down. You see a little shadow there, okay, I apologize. Let's see if we can amend that. Okay. Let's get down close to the page like so, and we're going to do a little city here. And I need a little test page. Oh, my chat is gone again. There we go. Okay, so I always keep a little test page just to make sure my pen is working properly before I go onto my main map. So this is, I'm thinking it doesn't have to be too much in terms of detail here, but I don't know what I'm gonna do until my pen touches the. Sometimes I just make it up as I go along. When I'm drawing this small, it's no big deal. It's just going to be a little building like that, and then we're going to have another bigger kind of. I don't know. I got caught out in the storm today, so. Took me a while. I was caught out. If I start sneezing, that is what has happened. Okay, let's put another little chimney in the center here. Okay. For these sort of maps, I don't go too crazy with the detail of the buildings. All I'm trying to do is represent somewhat the building on the page. So there we go. And now, oh, very important. Let's grab our page here so I can have something to lean on. Because the acid in my hands are made of acid, by the way, just, it's not city time. Sorry, I'm only just spotting your comment. It's small city time. We will be doing, and I will be doing some, major cities this month. Daniel has one. We're going to be doing a Fey city. So it's going to be some interesting buildings in that. I have to make sure I bring my imagination with me. But so here we go. This is the pier, whatever. For the coast, I use my thicker pen. and then go around like so. That comes in like that, and there. So planning, you know, I see people and they just, and there's nothing wrong with this. If you're kind of doing top-down maps and you do your continent and you go around, okay, there's my continent first, okay, it's shaped like, I don't know, some cartoon character. There's your pier. There's a forest coming up like this. I don't know. This looks like, there's a big lava. I don't know, some crater here with some. Yeah, that's starting to look like a person. Okay, but they'll put the border of the land around like so. This is very serious mapping business here. This actually looks like, you know, the sort of schoolmaster, the headmaster kind of. What does this headmaster wear? I don't know. It looks like a sailor more than anything. In the old comic books of when I was a kid, they just have these kind of weird kind of shapes. Yeah, so join Jog as he draws weird shaped islands. But they will draw the outline of the map and then, so the coast. And then the problem is, if you have any sort of 3D element, like the town, it's kind of popping off. So a little bit of forward planning is very useful. That was the point I was going to make. And then I end up getting silly, as I always do. Join Jog for his nonsense stream. No mapping included. Guaranteed. 0 mapping required. It's just nonsense. Okay, so I'm happy that I've done the coast here. Obviously, I could have done a little bit more planning for this. Yeah, but I'm not too concerned. It's just certain things at the border. Like, for example, I've left this one here because I know I want to do some tropical style forest, and they're going to do that next. But we'll throw a few tropical trees in here. So I think we're going to go one size thicker again. Oh no, let's finish our coast first. So this is, I'm using the finest. So for my very fine details, obviously I'm using my 0.03 micron. Yeah, that keeps on going out of focus. I'll just come up a little bit. Okay. So I've gone down around the first section of coast, and now I go around again. And it's obviously water, so it doesn't have to flow exactly circumventing the edge of the water. What is it? Concentric. It doesn't have to be concentric to the edge of the water. Now this is lighter than I normally do, but I like mixing things up. So I'm just kind of doing like faded line like that. So another way that you could do it would be, I would grab my, no, I don't have it here. Maybe one of these would do the trick. Okay, so I got the 0.5, and we'd have a border like so. So that'd be our border, and we'd have a few, whatever they are here, islands. So a nice thick border, and then I would go a little bit heavier with the pen. I'd do a nice steady line and try and. So that's another method I use. Very Tolkien-esque. But this is not getting my map done, is it? Well, I have to finish it. And then I go a second time round. As you can see, I do everything first, because then when I go the second time round, it is going to, you basically want to stay the same distance for each pass. I'm rushing there and I'm making some mistakes. But obviously this is just my sketch pad to the side. So they kind of join together and off we go, like that. So that's the other way I would do it. Reason why I'm using this way is because I'm using this kind of cliff a little bit more free form, as opposed to, there's like various ways of doing a map, and depending on how I'm feeling or the feel I want for the map, I'll choose one of them. So now let's do some trees. I think I'll stick with the 0.03 for this. So how I do these is I'll just do the leaves going down like so. Actually, I should start at the front and work my way backwards. So these sort of trees you can do at any size and they kind of work. So these are the big, broad, I don't know, banana trees or something like that. Hello, Jason. How are you? Thanks for joining. That's actually the first time I've actually seen that work through the Streamlabs, so it's kind of fun. And the fact that it's like tied into our expedition. Fancy music. I could get very interested, fun and make a GIF or something like that, but I don't have time, unfortunately. So let's place this down here so I'm not leaning on my page. Okay, so as you can see, just little leaves, although they're big leaves obviously, and then I'll just do 2 lines going down like that, and that's our tree. This is our tropical trees like this. Actually I could do these coming up off here without much trouble, but I don't really want to interfere with the coastline, so we'll just do 1 or 2 trees like this. Can also just have like bits popping up out of the top. So you don't actually have to spend too much time on a section to get the feel of, I suppose, I keep on wanting to say biome. I don't know, maybe watching my kids playing Minecraft too much. Type of terrain, or so I just want to climate, I suppose. So there we go. Yeah, I think that's enough. Let's do a few on this. Yeah, so a little bit of planning. If I planned it a little bit better, then I wouldn't have my trees popping off. So unfortunately, that is now going to be just like a nice empty section of land. Just put a few trees like that. Some happy little trees. Let's do a little Bob Ross reference, yeah? This is for Patreon. So this is for my, so last week's one was our isometric. That was a commission. This is a Patreon map. So what I'm doing currently in my streams, oh yeah, so just okay, should read what you've written before. So I haven't actually done a tutorial yet, so I'm only kind of getting into the swing of things with. I'm getting into the swing of things. I'm losing my train of thought. So But I will be putting up streams where it's going to be, depending on what people want, it's going to be like a tutorial that you can jump into and ask questions on. There's various different ways. So this would be my top-down landscape map, and I'll do a top-down city map, how to do a top-down dungeon. So they're my three top-down maps, and then I'm going to do the more isometric. So let me show you what I was working with. So I had a Joseph. Hello, how are you? I'm going to be sending something your way, hopefully very soon. A little gift from me to you. So this is something I worked on. So this is the layout that. This is another patron map. So it's an isometric dungeon, but thankfully they had like a very good sense of, okay, so this is a grand staircase going upwards. Then we have two staircases going downwards onto lower levels. So we just did a quick sketch there. And this is going to be the kind of layout that we're going to do for this map. So that's going to be one for this month as well. Absolutely no pleasure. No pleasure. My pleasure. Let's point out, actually, so Joseph, I just want to point this one out to you. There's your little spider. Incy little spider. Actually, it definitely turned out better in the bigger one, but it's shrunk slightly. But yeah, that's coming your way. So I am going to continue doing this map, I think. So at a later stage, we're going to have a separate stream, and it's going to be a particular topic. I'll concentrate on one of the 6 different types of maps that I've found myself doing, and I would just do tutorial. But at the moment, I'm just going to be doing my patron maps. Now, this is just some grassland. Oh, hang on a second. Let's finish off our... Yeah, okay, so we can now go behind here, okay? But I don't want to intersect with the trees too much, so these are just going to go behind like this. Get a little sense of that. That should do it. And now we can finish off the coast. And we're done. Just very lightly. All right. Anything else that we want to put on this one? I don't know. I think another little house. That's what I'm thinking. I think just obviously there's more houses than are represented here on the map, but I just feel there should be another house. There we go. Okay, maybe a big rock here or something. And then the rest, just some grassland. And the beach. So actually, sometimes I just make it up as there's certain frameworks that I'm given to begin with. So this is this section here, but hidden cave entrance. You know what? I like that idea, but I'm going to put that up over here. Let's make a little cove, and let's actually extend this out. Make a little bit of another cliff side and a cave going into the side, and that's where because this has like a little bit of a pirate feel to it. Do you know what? Would it be a nice little ship? We do a ship. Yeah, I would do a ship up here, I think. So just on the waves. So generally just kind of fart these at my head. Like if this was an actual genuine ship design, I'm sorry, but it possibly would sink. But okay, let's put another mast here. Another mast here. Okay. And as you can see, I jump around a lot. Okay, so I never really know how it's going to turn out till I give it a go. Sometimes it's a disaster. Let's do little stairs going up to the upper deck of the ship. Oh, do you know what we did? We just covered up where the main mast. Okay, that's okay. It's only a little minor detail. This is gonna have. Okay, and that has a bit more of a pirate feel to it. So. And as I said, I have no idea like how to build a ship, so I'm just going to throw ropes any which way. I think that is a perfectly serviceable ship. I would be happy to jump into it and sail the multiverse. Or sink trying. Okay, there we go, that's our ship. Now let's have a look. There's a lot to offer regarding tutorials and yes. Well, not only that, it's going in different directions. Like obviously, there's a strong kind of digital map making scene, and it's not quite what I'm offering. And I commend people who are into the digital map making to do a fantastic job of it. The reason why I like this so much, well, actually, the reason why I do this sort of map is I just love it. It's like I'm exploring. I'm in my element as I'm doing this. So, so here we go. We have a little coast with a cliff there. Let's have a hint of a cliff right here. And we're going with our thicker pen for the coast. Now, we need our cave entrance. Like so. Let's make it completely black. And then the rest we need to just kind of do kind of more shaded. like the idea of having a big tree up the top. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, so if you have any treasure, please place it inside here. Place all treasure in there. Okay, let's do a C stack here. There we go. Now let's stick to the same kind of way that I am doing the other set of lines going down, and then I'm going to just a few lines going up. Yeah, I was using this one here, so I don't mind. Right, okay. And then a few rocks down the bottom of the cliff, because it's not going to be just uniform. Now, sometimes I do a much more, as I said, I just like, sometimes want to do something, so I'll do, here's my coast, like so. And I'll have the bottom like this. Like there are lots of different ways of doing cliffs. So sometimes I just want a more simple cliff. I go with my thinner pen, and it's not exactly, it doesn't look kind of natural or anything like that, but for map making purposes, it does the job of it as a cliff. So that's a nice little thing there. Yeah. So this is the pirate section, okay? There's all sorts of, there's like going to be a big elven city over here. There's going to be a mountain with a kind of like a lonely mountain with a big dragon wrapped around it. We have some dwarves. It's like an entrance to kind of a dwarven hall down here. So this is very much, and then like a sunken city here. So this is like my pirate section of the map. Now I have to look this one up, but the name of the land is Arboleth. I think it's Arboleth. And this city here, which we already mapped, is, again, I'd already said it, but my brain, I have excuses. I was caught out in a storm. So there we go. I'm not going to give any more information than that. Let me see. I have it over here. But I don't have the name on this one, but it might ring a bell. Is it New Something? No. Anyway, that's this city. Now let's finish off this coastline. Now, I want to make some of these sections a little bit darker. Just to give a little bit of texture. And then we have some rocky areas at the edge of the coast. And then we can finish this off. We can have our coast going around. One of the good things about doing this sort of coast, the kind of, as opposed to the very strict kind of coast like this, if you make a mistake, like I have here, then you can just like, go around it without too much, no one really notices. And you didn't notice because look, I'm going to hypnotize you with this coin. Look at the coin. Okay, now you've forgotten. Okay, let's continue with the stream. We're going to put a few little trees, just some lonely trees up the top here. I am using 0.5 on my Stedler. I'm swapping between. Now I just need to shut this door. Without wrecking the place too much. Now let's do a few trees. So there's a little lonely tree, another little lonely tree like that, and then we'll have the coastline continue up like so. And we'll do little copse over here. Okay. Let's do the side of this. Okay, so now we're at 0.03, it's not 0.03, 0.003 micron. I'm just doing some horizontal lines. Now, anyone wants to send some complaints about north pointing this way, you can send them to complaints about north pointing this way at I don't give a tiddler's dinky dodly .com underscore very important complaints.com. It's a real email address, don't worry. I have had complaints, funny enough. I had a very annoyed, actually it was about my compass rose, and they felt that this here was pointing north, and they said this is wrong. This is not how you do your compass rose. The compass rose must point north, or your map is it's going to cause like a gateway to hell to open up. Funny story, a gateway to hell actually did open up, but I think it was unrelated to my compass rose. No, seriously, my policy is, okay, whatever way that you want to do your map, if you want to make a map like this here, this professional looking map, you do that. Go do your kind of weird sailor looking guy with a funny mustache, looking like a thing from a cartoon from the 80s. Face Island, yes. Okay, actually, you know what? This is a patron map. Okay, this is one of your patron maps. Face Island. This is the sort of level of quality that you can come to expect from Jog Brogzin. I actually do my compass rose. Actually, I think it deserves like a. Let's just do. There we go. Because I'm very proud of it. Quick compass rose. Okay, there we go. And just a little circle going around. There we go. Compass rose done. Perfect. Coming to you soon. Yeah. Oh, come here. I guarantee you that is going to be voted in as a postcard this month. Right. Now we have this little section. This is just like plains. So I am going to just do some like various bits of grassland like this. Maybe the odd. So, oh, the wrong pen. I want to maintain that consistency. The odd solo tree. Just knocking about. The odd bunch of trees collected together. Switch to sanctuary face. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Yeah, in fact, actually, you know what? Instead of sending out, actually, if Joseph is still with us, instead of sending this to you, I'm going to send you Face Island. That's just like how I roll. I've just upgraded In fact, I have to draw your spider on Face Island. Okay, so here we go, hanging out of the hat. There you go. There's a spider. Perfect. That is a genuine Black Widow spider, as seen on a Joseph Lieber's Moth Maps and Illustration map. Perfect. And as you can see, anyone who's joining us now, this is a very serious stream. No messing around. I really thought it would be a serious stream, actually, but then I kind of just can't help myself. Oh, there we go. There's some trees. I've finished my mountains. I have one more mountain. I would have liked to do some of these mountains on the stream. But you know what? I think I gotta take a little sip. I'm drinking coffee today. Because I was caught out in a storm and I'm quite tired. And on a different note, I was up till 2 o'clock in the morning playing board games, but that's different. That's a separate. Now, I normally don't draw roads on my maps. But for this one, I think I'm going to make an exception. Because it seems to be that, like, there is a main road going like this. They are named features on this map. So obviously, I'm going to have to spin this around so that it's matching this one here. Because this one has north facing, north. So this is a named feature. 4 is the Great North Road. And, but let's not talk about the fact that the Great North Road, or maybe they're mines, are they? I know there's a mine in here. Yeah, so I actually could do some little settlements. Looks like there's settlements kind of knocking into the top of these, so I'm jumping around the map. I haven't even finished up here. I haven't even finished the kind of grass up here. But you know what? I like jumping around. It's just, that's how I map. That's how I roll. Anyone? I've already included the complaints. You can send the complaints to the same email address. Actually, I might actually send it. I might actually set up a complaint email address, and people can just, they can spam it with whatever fake complaints or real complaints about this. They're like, should be good. So, let's get this back in focus. Come on. I can focus. Yeah. There we go. Aha! We have focus back. Let's just pull this back so that it's a bit better. So, okay, let's continue this river up. And I think there should be a few crossing points. Just. So there's a little bridge for fun and access. So this is going to cling to the trees like this. And then I think the trees have to pop up above. I have to think about, what you're going to see. So I'm going to pop the trees like above the level of... My brain has just turned to mush. As I said, I have been through an ordeal today. So I'll just get to it. So these are going to just pop up like this, and you're not going to see the edge of the river, you're just going to see the edge of the trees. The same principle applies for if you're, the way I don't finish the edge of the coast if I know something is going to pop up off the top of it. Just a little bit of forward planning. I don't always stick to that rule. Sometimes I make a little mistake, but you need to be able to adapt to mistakes as well. So those are trees. Again, there are plenty of different ways of doing trees. And I could throw in some of those into it. But I'm not, because I haven't really been doing it for the rest of the map. I want to stay consistent. Right, this is going to be the edge of the road, so we're going to be able to see the tree trunks. There we go. So these, like, for what you get out of these trees, they are really easy to do. What you get out of them, I think they're a really effective tree to draw. Okay, when you draw them like that, okay, maybe not so much. But when you're finished with them, let's do our little shading. Okay, this is the slow part. So some people have seen my time lapses. They have been calling out for, real-time maps. Now, if you don't like repetitive stuff, look away now. Okay, you can look back now. The repetitive stuff is, okay, no, there's more repetitive stuff. I'm going to continue shading these until they're all done. And meanwhile, talk some nonsense while I'm doing it. It's an added bonus. Here we go. So, how about a broken bridge going to the bottom half of the Dragon Mountain? Huh. As in, so the river, okay, is going to flow up here and then into these mountains here. And then the road continues north. And then the road kind of cuts through this way as well. So, oh, like just across a ravine, maybe. I suppose we could put a little ravine at the edge of the mountain. Yeah, that's a good idea. I was actually going to say, does anyone have any ideas? We're going to fill up this forest. It could be all forest, but I think I'd like to, to have a few little elements popping out. A nice go-to one is obviously a tower popping out above the level of the trees. Hello, Daniel, how are you? We were just saying we're going to replace the elevated city this month. We've come up with like a replacement map for it. the elevated city. No one really. I got a few complaints sent to my complaints email address about that. They just didn't like the sound of the elevated city this month, so we're going to replace it with Face Island. Yes, you like it? Suitable replacement, Daniel? Yes, I knew you'd like it. We're gonna get prints made. Yeah, Daniel is that's his. The isometric city this month. Well, not the isometric city, but the elevated city. It's not quite exactly true isometric. So I knew I would trigger him. Yeah, I know, yeah. That's it. See, but Giovanni, you hear what I'm talking about. The elevated city, no one liked it. A usual I know, yeah. It's like, this is what I'm getting paid for. This sort of, it's like, okay. And this is one I made earlier. That just came out of the oven. An overgrown dwarf monument, yeah, I like it. You know what? For these, because I'm going to run out of time, because, well, there are certain elements of my family who are campaigning that we watch Lock and Key, and that I finish up 8 minutes early. And I'm really tempted to do that, and I think I'm going to do that. Send down your voting data to that complaints email address I said earlier. So if I got to write down, we've got an old overgrown dwarf monument. Okay, that's good. I think we'll have that somewhere down here where we have some dwarves. Some lovely fajitas, yes. Let's include fajitas on the map. And there was one other thing, there's a broken bridge. These are all going out. I always love, so let's go, I'm going to make that a broken bridge over a ravine. We'll do that somewhere up here. The thing is, this is such a high scope map that all these things are going to be much smaller than it would on other maps. Yeah. So I haven't watched a single episode of Lock and Key. I was flicking through the comic book there earlier today, but I know nothing about it. Only that it's I think it's Stephen King's son or something. And we're enjoying a few Stephen King things. So, the last thing I'm going to say is this week. Where have I put them? Well, they're over here. For my giveaway on Facebook, I'm giving away these again. We're back to our dungeon cards. And if you already have these, for example, Daniel, if you're here from the word go, you can always get some more. You just like, I'm going to put up the poll, not the poll, it's the giveaway link on my Facebook page tomorrow. And so that's that. If you aren't a patron, please consider joining as a Patreon on the Patreon. I'm off to watch Lock and Key. You guys have a wonderful day / evening / whatever time of day it is for you on this great world of ours. See you later. Jog out. Goodbye.